We see the Fulton County Communication Department sent a media advisor on Wednesday morning detailing the special booking process for all 19 defendants named in the recent announced indictment by District Attorney Fannie Lou case, as well as the President of the United States. Saying that 18 and others are indicted. We don't give a flying fuck because we know all this is nothing but concoct bullshit. We see New York GOP. We've got new weapon against the even Democrats that could be better than even cashless bill reform. You know what I'm saying? This is coming up by look like Campanelle, Campanelle, yeah, whatever. 13 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time, New York Post. It's on this job. New York Post, you know what I'm saying? We see the New York Republicans believe that they have a powerful new weapon that might be even more successful against the even Democrats in upcoming elections than the state anti-bill reform outreach into the state and bill reform. These people is crazy. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So a Spanish person come over here and rape a couple of girls and shit, and he gets bail reform. Anyway, but we see here we or a black person or anybody raping women and they get bailed right back out. You know what I'm saying? They don't get hold, they don't go to jail, they don't nothing. They just wait for the law, come get him, pick him up, take him to the station, and then give him a bail reform, and he walks right out to go rape again and boss him up. You know what I'm saying? I guess this is what the even Democrat chaotic move seems to have in itself. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where you know what I'm saying, in 2022, the migrant crisis, you know what I'm saying, the outrage in the 2022 migrant crisis, anti-bill reform. The strategists and the GOP strategists said that the potency of the migrant issue is analogous to analogous to how local Republicans, you know what I'm saying, bludgeoning Democrats for, you know what I'm saying, for approving the New York widely criticized cashless bill law. Oh yeah. Now when we look at that, you can see the chaoticness in that bullshit, enabling the grand old party to win key house seats in the last failed election and nearly scored the governorship and sprouting of the red wave. They should have won it all together all the way. They should have won it together all the way. Because when you went for these clown ass, even democratical, bald headed fucking freaks, you know what I'm saying? You just put the same hell and fire on your neck that was already there. That was already there. We see the say the signification this the signification danger that the even Democrats will be unable to be cleared the congressional seats that should be deemed Democratic seats. No, they should not be deemed Democratic seats. They should be voting them motherfuckers out to teach them a lesson to get that demon blood sucking shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Or don't come back until you get your ass clean. You know what I'm saying? Because you shitty. Republicans are, salvaged. The even Democrats have backed themselves into a corner, say the GOP strategist, Chaplain Fay or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The migrants are here and they are not going back. Ooh-wee. So we about to get overrun. Either way you push and turn it, and people in the black community, you gonna feel this pinch for your dumbass voting demon Democrat with your retarded. Get the crack out of your fucking head. Get the drugs out of your fucking head. Get the garbage out of your head. Get the rap songs and the murder music and all the bullshit from the Chinese and the you cruising. Get it out of your head. Stop sucking the blood. You ain't no fucking rapper, nigga. 95% of you, you're just another common person like everybody else, and you up there licking them balls all the way to town. You know what I'm saying? But this is going to backfire in your motherfucking neighborhood. So keep talking shit. Keep talking shit. Following Kathy Hoxel, you know what I'm saying? Got Mr. Selva up there being arrested and shit. Who's fighting for you? Got Donald Trump talking some bullshit. Y'all is garbage. I don't see none of y'all stepping up to do a motherfucking thing. Representative Adam Schiff sparks controversy with thought-provoking tweets on the 19th Amendment anniversary. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what, you know what I'm saying? We need to get to some business. Today marks the 103rd anniversary of the 19th Amendment guaranteeing women rights to vote, guaranteeing the women's the rights to vote. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You telling me, which we know, that you still respect these motherfuckers when they discriminating against your own fucking mother, and then we'll talk about when you ask questions. Well, that's the way it is. That's the way they always been. These cocksucking fucking faggots. I don't want to hear that shit. How are you discriminating against your own moms? Talking about she got to fight for a right to vote. When they're seeing people discriminating against her came out the woman's womb. Mm-hmm. But you up there right alongside of him calling us and many other people nigger lovers. Yeah, okay, whatever. But Florida Matt Gaetz proposed law to stop the U.S. Postal Service from conducting covert surveillance of social media posts. The Postal Service. And I noticed a lot of Chinese people work in the Postal Service as well. Oh, they attack all our little lobbies, aren't they? This coming in 3 days ago. Remember, it's a late edition, but this is coming in by Toby, Hazelwood, Newsbreak contributor, Florida Republican objects to invasion of privacy, and it is an invasion of privacy anytime the Postal Service is in there, surveilling, so doing Postal Service. Uh, I guess he's saying he wants to propose a law to stop the U.S. Postal Service from conducting covert surveillance of social media posts. Imagine that. Oh, the Biden them had they had, what a web they weaved, didn't they? But August 15th, as the eyes of the nation and the fury of, what I'm saying, the Republicans, what I'm saying, ain't no reason one. The fury of the Republican Party were focused on the fourth the fourth indictment of one term, which is one term, the president Donald J. Trump. And that's right, it was only one term. You know what I'm saying? One term president, Donald J. Trump, 4 years, one term. Well, then you cheated him out of it from having the term, but you made sure you and Creek Joe Biden had 8. You know what I mean? Florida most outspoken and occasionally controversial Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz took the opportunity to introduce another law for Congress to consider. You know what I'm saying? The Postal Service should be focused on delivering the fucking mail. You cocksucking son of a bitches. This is what y'all did with my mail right here in head of. Listen, you're playing games with me, and then now you got some bunch of people coming. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? You up on there doing a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Sucking balls. But today I am reintroducing the USPIS Surveillance Protection Act, and they need to pass it. If they don't, we know exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Which would defund the internet COVID bullshit show. Yes, Matt Gaetz, dig up in their ass. All up in it. don't let them slide or glide. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them slide or glide in no shape or form. You know what I mean? Because we know that's what they're doing. CNN, dumbass, lion ass, fucking Biden administration, you know, saying garbage news sometimes. You know, talking about legal analysts say Trump absolutely committed straight up witness tampering with social media force. Nah, he didn't do that. That's what you said. That's propaganda and bullshit ass words. But we see CNN, you know, legal analysts, you know what I'm saying, Eli, whatever his name, Hung, know who that is, accused Donald Trump of engaging in in witness tampering when he said the former Republican officials in Georgia should not testify as part of the grand jury. Yes, they should not, guys. He's right. You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to say that he using social media when he said, "I am reading a report that that Phil failed former Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, Jeff Duncan, you know what I'm saying, Citra, will be testifying before the Fulton County grand jury. He shouldn't. I bet. How is this tampering? He's not tampering with a goddamn thing. He's just trying to defend himself against attorney of coup in the demon Democrat in order to keep him from running for office so they can stay in power for the next 100 years and fucking have us in slavery and concentration camps along with Chinese people running our shit and every other race and then they try to enslave the black man as we see. Seems like that's what it seems to be. And then they're going to even have black people along with them enslaving black people as well. And white people, they're gonna be enslaving and all kinds of other people. If you're poor and you ain't in their elite bullshit, you're gonna be fucked. You know what I'm saying? Because you continue to keep voting for these demon Democrats and these blood sucking bitches rather than stand up, form a party of your own that represents what you're speaking about and what your complaints are and what you want to see this world be like for your future of you and your children. But Jake Tapper, you know what I'm saying, backpedals. Tapper, he backpedals on Hunter Biden as and makes embarrassing Trump, makes embracing Trump was right. You know what I'm saying? Embracing Trump was right. Biden was wrong. Confession. You know what I'm saying? But we see CNN. Oh, CNN news trying to get a little prestige. It still ain't going to change the matter. It still ain't going to change how I think about you. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to go along with your little squeeze and these right now. But don't think you're pulling a trick in words. You know what I'm saying? But we see the anchor, anchor and chief respondent Jake Tapper, you know what I'm saying, recently admitted that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, Trumpy Bear Baby, was right when he accused Creepy Hunter son and when he accused creepy ass pedophilia Biden and his son, crackhead, with a couple of crack whores and about, $5,000 and a six pack of beer and a quarter pork fried rice, of accepting, subsequential amounts of foreign money during the 2020 presidential debate, has learned. During the 2020 debate, creepy ass Biden firmly rejected these allegations, stating none of it was true. Boom. Of course, because he knew he had the people and everybody else on his motherfucking side. All the Obama fucking blood sucking, twisted, probably LGBTQs and all the rest of the dumbasses to believe that the demon Democrats was on their side, but they wasn't. So of course he gonna make jokes and say it ain't true because he know full well that y'all ain't gonna do shit. You're not even gonna investigate shit, and you're gonna sit there talking shit. So nothing will happen. This is about. This is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? But we see that. But now Chopper trying to say, okay, all of a sudden now you accept the guru. How you accept the guru? You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden now you accept the guru. All of a sudden, yeah, he's so bright. Yes, he is. How the hell all of a sudden you're going to backpedal and now CNN News is saying yes it's this and yes it's that. You're just trying to hold on to your little prestige and whatever the bullshit that you've been running for so long and all that other shit. But you ain't saying too much to me. You know what I'm saying? You're saying the same old shit tonight, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying a damn thing. You can have those pages, but we see where has come to that point. You know what I'm saying? Where you have people actually sitting here lying their ass off and all this other good old shit. You know what I'm saying? And some of this good old shit. You know? But it's okay, but we see the bullshit in there and the double standard as a matter of fact. When we look at a lot of this shit, we see a whole lot of double standard in itself. You know what I'm saying? You know, we see even more asylums are coming. You know, another Democrat have sought to sought to insulate or distance themselves from the problem. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden now you know what I'm saying, we see where Suffolk County Executive Steve Malone, Mr. Take the Short, you know what I mean? Mr. Take the Short, you know what I mean? A moderate demon, a moderate demon Democrat passed an emergency order that refused to accept migrants from New York City for placement in Suffolk County hotels. Sources said Malone, who is, who is term limited, is keeping his options open to run for another office. Oh yeah, and if he's smart, he'll make sure that he don't let them fuck him up in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at it, he's already running to me and have always been running to me on thin ice. Like I said, that's why Zabby went in on his head. You see what I'm saying? That's why Zabby, that used to be on TV, I had her show up there, and she did some great things and revealed a lot of good information, and she was definitely on their neck about putting the cameras in the board meeting. You know what I'm saying? But we see the legal analysts again say Trump absolutely committed straight. Who gives a flying crap? Nobody wants to hear that nonsense you're talking. You know what I'm saying? He did not commit anything that's propaganda and wordplay. And nobody, every time we turn around, that's all y'all do. You know what I'm saying? You sit up here talking that jazz, you know what I'm saying, and looking funky for the people. But you ain't really doing nothing for the people in itself. You know what I'm saying? What have you done for the people? What are you telling me? The pandemic or something you did for the people? That wants to be a real absolute swinger. You know what I'm saying? The pandemic was a atrocity on the American people as a whole. When we really look at it, you know what I'm saying? It was an atrocity. You know what I'm saying? Even when we look at the migrants thanked the White House for $20 million a month. New York City shelters, Garcia Presidente. You know what I'm saying? But we see the migrant survey you see how they're going to con these people to vote for them? When the election comes up, they're going to find a way to have these people believing that they're really helping them, which, you know what I'm saying, they're not. They're just trying to create a voting apparatus to where, let's say maybe 10 years, 5 years from now, once all this is settled and people settling and this and that, they're going to believe that they're going to convince their people in all these different neighborhoods they flush it in. Say you got to go with creepy Biden. You got to go with the demon Democrats because they the ones, because of them, future years ago, 20 years ago, they let us come in the country saying that we could scope coyotes and cartels. We could come to America and we can have a decent place to live. And so we should always vote demon Democrat. And then you have 5 billion people, 5 billion migrants and Latino people all voting, the regular American people and the regular Latino people who've been here before them and gotten legalized and straight and shit, even they gonna be outvoted. You know what I'm saying? So, we already see the plot in the game that they play. You know what I'm saying? But they're giving them $20 million a month. When have they ever given American people really a true vow based on a lot of this shit? You know what I'm saying? But we see migrants and survey shows, you know what I'm saying, that his spec his the survey shows his spectacular what spacious new digits. I don't know, whatever the fuck you're saying, at 20 million a month mega tent city on Randall Island had a message for the creepy ass president. You know what I'm saying? Gracias. You know what I'm saying? Presidente. Five tents have been, I'm not even going to read that because it's bullshit. They're being used and they're being set up. You know what I'm saying? They're being set up by all means. And you're going to see what I mean. Give it another more something years to come. Nothing that even Democrats do, like I told y'all, dumbass, that seems to have that type of mind frame. They don't do nothing for the here and now. You know what I'm saying? Anybody should know that. Many of their moves are planned out to bring about a result 5, 10, 20 years from now, if possible, following the same trade throughout those years. You know what I'm saying? But we see Trump's fascist coup exposed again. Okay, let's see what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? That was just, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about in this one. You know what I'm saying? We see here where that the president Donald J. Trump has been indicted not once but twice. Man, who gives a flying fuckery in my face? Unfortunately for them, evidence continues to emerge showing not only that their claim of fraud was uh, fabricated and rules rules to be false in 60 lawsuits, but that Trump baby had planned to carry out a conspiracy against the demon Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Will before the well before the election results were even fully tabulated, because he knew you were going to fucking cheat. He knew that before you did it. You dumbass. You want to hear that stud lying ass fucking story? He didn't do none of that. He was ahead of the game because he knew the fuck what you were going to do. And he had been on top of your asses. But it exposed the fact of what y'all think that you are not being exposed for is still being exposed. Hundreds of New Yorkers protest new shelters as illegal migrants flood the city. Oh, yes. And they should. By all means. I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying? By why not? This is coming in by Luke, we look like Gentile or something like that 23 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. But we see hundreds of New Yorkers told, hundreds of New Yorkers um, told, no, hundreds of New Yorkers took to the streets on Sunday, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one on Sunday, outside the former Staten Island nursing home to protect it proposed transfer to protect the nursing home to protect its proposed transformation into a migrant shelter. Imagine that, a nursing home they're gonna turn into a migrant shelter. Middle Beach, former Island Shore. It looks like Island Shore Beach. It's Island Shore senior resident is under consideration to under consideration to house. I'm sorry, illegal. Let me blow this up. Illegal migrants, as New York City is in is inundated with migrants flooding over the border, according to the report. You know what I'm saying? Don't call them migrants, call them illegals, said one protester, identified identified as a 66-year-old Ray Sir, what? Caesar, whatever. I don't know how to say an M66. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind people coming here, but they're coming here illegally, and then we have to support them. The illegal migrants would be a blight on the neighborhoods. That's true. 64-year-old Claire O'Toole said. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it will be. And it's going to cause, I told you already, look what it's doing already in the protest. But at least the people are standing up against it, and it's showing the unity of people all in itself. And this is how should have always been. And then you go and you arrest, you know what I'm saying, for civil obedience, you know what I'm saying, and to protect their home, you go and you arrest many of these people and show that you don't give a fuck about the American people. You know what I'm saying? You're still showing that you just don't give a fuck about American people. And this is what I'm talking about. You're talking about espionage, you're talking about 14th Amendment and all this, but the Democrats, everything in that 14th Amendment applies to them. Applies to the fact that they should be, removed from government right now as a coup bringing tourney, you know what I'm saying, bringing tourney in the plots of engagement, of insurrection, rebellion against the government itself. Rebellion by using the government itself against the people and a standing president who is trying to avert this while the people sit here and act as if they don't see this. You should be all involved. We should all be out there right now. We should all be out there right now. You know what I'm saying? Not just a couple thousand. It should be 250,000, 350 million of us flushing and shutting down these cities until they meet and hear our demands. You see what I'm saying? But like I said many times, we can't even get together to think of a fucking greasy spoon. You know what I'm saying? But we see a lot of this going on today. We need to see more of what we see in here with Mr. Silva coming in strong. You know what I'm saying? And by the government doing what they're doing, they're creating tyranny, they're creating insurrections. This is what I'm saying. They are creating insurrections of the people. They're creating, even when they had the FBI agents and the rest of them, Black Lives Matter going through, wrecking up cities and doing bullshit, they are creating and pushing the people into insurrections. We've got to start looking at this at a more better picture. And Mr. Silva of the Guardian Angels have a great point and a great stand. You know what I'm saying? David Books say, even Democrats are not grateful enough for Joe Biden 2024 candidates. Who the fuck gonna be grateful for this beast? Man, get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Explosive shutdown, you know what I'm saying, California that unleashed fury on LA mayor decriminalizing move. You know what I'm saying? In LA, California. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on. Republicans of Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer, or whatever his name is, strongly criticized the policies of the Democrat Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and District Attorney George Gascon regarding the public safety and criminal justice, you know what I'm saying, on Friday. Spitzer responds to the call by the California Democratic Gavin Newsom to triple the numbers of California Highway Patrol. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Triple the number of the Highway Patrol assigned to address the escalation issues of retail theft in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? We see here where Joe Biden administration, accused of abandoning 3 U.S. residents held in Iran as a part of a ransom payment to regime. You know what I'm saying? This is coming by Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say your last name, one day ago. But the creep Joe Biden, coming off the new Fox News, we see the creep Joe Biden administration is under, fire from the families of U.S. residents, taken hostage by Iran regime over the controversial $6 billion prisoner exchange, despite the alleged hung their loved ones out to dry. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Welcome to voting for the demon Democrats. Keep voting for them for the next 20 years. You're gonna get way more than that. You know what I'm saying? It's only, because all the corruption and the mixing and the witches brew, they're throwing this, they're throwing that, they're throwing this, they're throwing that, they're throwing this, they're throwing, and before you know it, they're mixing it all together. You know what I'm saying? When we see Jordan reacts to reports, threats the DOJ receives from Hunter creepy ass Biden, evidence piling up. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where Heather Hamilton 7 hours ago, you know what I'm saying? House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan of the Republican of Ohio said that the reports of Hunter creepy ass Biden lawyer warning the Justice Department that the President creepy Joe Biden, saying in cheating acting want to be president would be called to the witness stand if charges are brought only bring greater, credibility to the whistleblower who have testified before the grand jury, before Congress. You know what I'm saying? Oh yes. We see a lot of that going on here, and it ain't looking too good. You know what I'm saying? And it should not look too good for these clowns to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It should not have anything to do, because what they did to a lot of people's families using the pandemic and shit like that is murder in itself. You know what I'm saying? It's murder in itself. So I don't know what insurrections is they talking about, because it's murder. You know what I'm saying? While you're busy sitting there talking all that jazz and funk and blues, it's murder. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at it for exactly what it is. We can't just simply sit here and say that we're not going to look at it that way, because that's really what it is. It's murder in itself. You know what I'm saying? It's murder in itself. But they want to act as if that it's not. Yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look today as to what's going on out here in the Grizzly, you know what I'm saying, in itself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what today's news is for today. You know what I'm saying? You know, we see here where, you know what I'm saying? We see here where, uh, let's see what's going on. Live update. Putin says war was unleashed by the West. You know what I'm saying? War was unleashed by the West. You know what I'm saying? Russian attack on uh, Danube destroyed 13,000 tons of grain. Ukraine said 13,000. Oh, they don't give a fuck about the food. You can forget that. They're gonna destroy all that grain. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, at one point there was actually taking poisonous grain that was made to fail, seeds that were made to fail with all kind of chemicals in it, and was giving it to the African people and telling them it was good food. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of geometric to make the crops fail and all kinds of shit they was doing. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they've been doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? Now they're over there blowing up brains and shit. But we see Creep Joe Biden risk losing key vote demographics. Oh yeah, he should lose demographics. You know what I'm saying? He should lose demographics. You know what I'm saying? And any politician that is out there doing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Any politician that's out there doing bullshit is going to should feel the pinch. There is no fucking way that they should not feel the pinch based on the bullshit that they're doing in our government right now. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one. You know. But we're gonna check out this jump off right here on this report. Let's take a look at this. You know what I'm saying? Let me shut this down for a minute. Let's see if I can bring this up on this joint so we can get a clear picture as to what's going on.
But women of America, it's time for us.
Hold on a minute.
Clear.
This is this right here
Makes
this
crystal clear
this is
the contrast between the parties as we approach.
This is Chuck the Duck Schumer, lying, crooked ass. You know what I'm saying? Demon Democrat. You know what I'm saying? That you reelected back into office, knowing what he did with Nancy Pelosi and the demon Democratic Party to New York, and y'all vote this motherfucker right back in. So you know what you get is what you get is what you ask for. Don't tell me you ain't. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen to a little bit of this.
We just took makes crystal clear the contrast between the parties as we approach the midterm elections. Vote, elect more pro-choice Democrats. If you want to see a woman have control over her own body, elect more pro-choice.
Listen. Did you hear that? He said vote more pro-Democrats if you want to see a woman have control over her body. The Republicans never said that a woman didn't have control over their body. What they're saying is, let's be clear, is that the abortion issue is going on too far. Not the fact of the woman having the right to abort a child or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, because we know that could become a health crisis. More than what they are doing with the baby parts and why promoting this throwing away of baby at an alarming rate. I mean, if we was to pile all the babies up, it'd probably be higher than the building I'm living in. You know what I'm saying? And stinking. You know, just going out there doing this all the time. You know what I'm saying? And not taking care and right of yourself as a woman to have the right to make the right to choose and so on. And this is what they're using against you to bring about their staying in office.
Pro-choice Democrats, if you want to protect a woman's freedom and right to choose. Elect more MAGA Republicans, if you want.
This sound like
just took makes crystal clear.
This sound like this sounds like just like a demon Democrat would say. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one that's really reprieving you of your right. Republicans didn't do discrimination on women, talking about women's rights, women's lib. Remember women's lib when women were marching out there in the streets for their rights to even do this and do that? Much of that was demon democratical. It wasn't republical. When you see the women who was out there marching for civil rights, women had to fight for their own civil rights in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So now the key issue here is Schumer and the demon Democrats are using what you call the rubber band theory. You know what I'm saying? It's called the rubber band theory, where you allow, how to put it, a bill that were being fought against, you let go through and you pass it. So it creates a atmospheric vibration that the other party does not believe in your right to choose and a right to this. And if Trump was smart, Trump would address this issue. You know what I'm saying? It is one of the key issues that Trump really needs to step up and explain to these women what they mean by banning abortions and so on. Because Chuck Schumer is trying to use it as a tool. That's why they were able to let it go through and pass. It wasn't let go through Roe versus Wade and pass just because it came up on the board at this time, at this moment. No. It came up on the board at this time, at this moment in the rubber band theory. Let's let it go through so it'll spring back to us.
The contrast between the parties as we approach the midterm elections. Vote, Elect
It's
more
desperate.
pro-choice
It's
Democrats
desperate.
if you want to see a woman have control over her own body. Elect more pro-choice Democrats if you want to protect a woman's freedom and right to choose. Elect more MAGA Republicans if you want to see a nationwide ban on abortion, if you want to see doctors and women arrested, if you want to see no exceptions for rape or incest. We are going to continue to highlight this issue relentlessly and strongly between now and November because it is so important. The
He's
contrast is pretty
desperate.
obvious.
He's
I am
desperate.
angry
He's
and
de-
I'm disappointed,
Listen, they're desperate.
and I am here to tell you that what we saw today is Republicans
This, her name is Patty. Yeah, this is Patty. I think her name.
telling
Let me see what.
Americans
Let me see what her name is.
is
Hold on.
I am angry
Her name is Patty
and I'm
Murray.
disappointed,
Murray, a demon
and I
Democrat
am here
from
to tell
probably
you that what we saw
Washington.
today is Republicans telling Americans all over this country, and women in particular, that their voice is more important than yours. That what they believe in is more important than your choice
She's lying.
about your own body
She's
and your
lying.
own family and your own
She's
future.
lying.
I say to women across
She's
America,
lying.
like me and so many others, now is not the time to back down or sit down. Now is the time to lift
See
up
how?
our voices and fight back. We
You
are
see?
not going to let
You
Senate
You see how they use the Roe versus Wade theory? You only hearing the issues from them, but where's the Republican on that matter? They are getting desperate. They use the rubber band theory, Roe versus Wade. They use the gun lobby and shit, and they use many other things. And trust me, I don't care what you say and how you persecute that guy before. I forgot his name. Where he was sued over saying that that the government was using the school shootings and different things to chump up these different laws and these different things to try to ban guns. He was right. That is exactly what they were doing. It's sad to say it. And this is not a statement to say, you see, I told you so. Wow, our children are being murdered in school. That could have been my fucking children. But we using the AR-15s and sending these psychopaths to shoot up the school in order to bring that issue and traumatize the people to the point where they'll vote to ban guns, and then we all will be screwed as a whole, because you're gonna wait for them to come protect you after what you see happening in Uvalde. When the sheriff didn't even go in, he told his men to sit outside and wait till after the shooting was over. We didn't see no heroic. So while we are getting banned from guns, we're going to rely on those people to save our lives. And they're going to say, well, you know what? Let them go up there and shoot up every kid in the school. And once he stops shooting and every brains is blown out, even including my child, you know what I'm saying? Then we'll move in. And we're going to ban guns to rely on that shit? Can't you see the trickery here? Mm-hmm. Keep on. Mm-hmm. Keep on. Keep on. Keep right on down the lane. And you're going to pay for that. We see Christie say he would have changed Trump on document kids. He would have charged Trump on document kids or some bullshit. Let's see what Chris Nutt talking about. He's saying he would have charged Trump on document kids. And I guess the January 6th was a very Christmas, nothing but a crackhead waiting to hit the pipe. You know what I'm saying? But we see Republican presidential candidate Chris Christie on Tuesday, you know what I'm saying,